Definitely first is knowing your target audience. I mean, if you're either doing paid advertising or even trying to get organic leads, you definitely don't want to just throw content and waste it out there. You definitely want to know who you're targeting. So real estate, the quality of your pictures, your lighting, pull your blinds back, make sure your lights are on, clear, nothing cluttered. I mean, it's just like when you're trying to sell a house.
Right.
We do pay for some list, but again, we have certain criteria that we put in there, so then we get that list and we know that list is good for us.
Thanks for joining us on another REI-NWA podcast. My name's Coley Bailey, and I'm your host, and I'm a broker and team leader at the Lone Rock team at Fathom Realty. And today, this is episode 24, and it is my pleasure to introduce you to Stephanie Condon. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and she is a marketing expert, and we're going to be talking about marketing and advertising for your rental properties. So, tell us a little bit about Stephanie. Tell us about you and how you got into your current role and maybe where you're from. Just rewind the clocks for us.
I'm from Kansas. Went to college for my accounting degree and had to take a marketing class and really enjoyed it. So once I took that marketing class, it kind of like opened my eyes. And so then I switched my degree and graduated from Pitt State in 2015 and came out of college working for automotive marketing, and then did that for about 3 years, then went into manufacturing, and I'm in my current role now.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah. And so you're at ProX Property Management.
Yes.
And we've had them on a couple of times. So
yeah.
Tyler's awesome.
Yes.
What a powerhouse. I love that guy. So if you haven't seen Tyler's episodes, go check them out. They're building a phenomenal business over there at ProX. And so just to get into the marketing side of things, tell us a little bit about what do you see being the differences between marketing a rental versus, how we might market a home for sale, for instance.
Yeah. So of course, the home for sale, you're selling it. And then the rental, we have our turn times. We're working for somebody that owns that house. So we're trying to make them money. So there's a lot of, obviously you're selling it to try to on the realty side too. But on the property management side, you have your owners that are looking at constantly, your turn time, making sure that our tenants are, if we're listing it for rent, making sure that we're not letting it sit out there for months or even, weeks and months.
Yeah.
Same thing with your rental side or your realty side too, but other than, you're still taking your pictures. Video is becoming very popular. I know I talked to all of our realtors on our ProX realtor side. I know we're pushing a lot of videos. It's just,
we do. We do on our side too. Yeah.
So that's one thing that we're seeing a change on both ends. Not just listing static pictures and content. People they're just not interested anymore.
Yeah, fantastic. So are you primarily using the MLS for your rental listings? Are there other sites, other places that are really important to get them out to?
Yeah, so we have a software that we use to put all of our listings or our properties into, and it pushes to about 25 or 30 third party, so like Zillow, apartments.com. One thing I have noticed, we have franchises too. So they were struggling to try to find their rentals pop up on Zillow. So that was one of the things actually last week that I was researching. They're getting a lot pickier. So like if you don't have the perfect square footage in there, or I think Zillow, you have to have at least 3 pictures and a certain size of pictures. Your description has to have so many words for them to pop up.
Yeah.
And then obviously you can pay your higher to where they automatically pop up and you don't have to. But if you're
like a sponsored
yeah,
listing,
like a premium
right?
package.
Yeah.
But if you're just listing them and pushing them from like a software like an Appfolio, there's criterias just like Facebook or Instagram. They have their And like Google, they have their things they pick out that they want you to have.
Right. All right, so we're going to get into a few more tips and tricks right after this word from our sponsor. Are you struggling with real estate code compliance? Let Ordinal, your AI navigator, simplify it for you. Receive clear answers to your nuanced compliance questions in seconds with citations included. Currently, the Ordinal beta version specializes in the Northwest Arkansas cities of Bentonville, Fayetteville, Springdale, and Rogers. Join the beta version now and get your first month free using the promo code REI. After that, it's just $12 a month. Visit breakground.ai/ordinal or click the link in the description below. Start incorporating AI into your real estate workflows today with Ordinal. All right, so Stephanie, let's just talk a little bit about the basics of marketing, the who, the what, how. I mean, how do you think about marketing? You've been in several different industries.
Right.
But there are some core principles that probably are a through line through all of them, right?
Definitely first is knowing your target audience. I mean, if you're either doing paid advertising or even trying to get organic leads, you definitely don't want to just throw content and waste it out there. You definitely want to know who you're targeting. So real estate, regardless if it's our realty side or our property management, we definitely have your criterias that you're wanting to look for. And we do pay for some list. But again, we have certain criteria that we put in there. So then we get that list and we know that list is good for us.
Yeah.
For marketing.
Okay. And then in terms of what you're putting in front of them, like what types of content, and is it like branding content? Is it individual listings that you try to advertise? Like
all the above.
All the above, right? But I mean, how does that fit into your process?
Yeah, so we really do try to fit around, I'm just going to talk on property management side.
Sure.
So our listings are available rentals. We also try to educate. We have several programs that are available for our tenants. We have like a deposit program if they're struggling with that upfront cost of the deposit plus their first month's rent. We have a program that helps them with their deposit that they can spread it out the year of that lease, the term of the lease. Will help them break it down into smaller. So just educational things like that, along with just engaging. We also have another side of our property management that is construction management. Yeah. So if you have an investor that comes in that has bought a house that definitely needs some TLC, we have a side of that's part of our company as well. So we'll take like little bits and pictures. Sometimes I'll go video those guys and do shorts or reels. I video Tyler a lot on topics that he's just educating our audience, and we'll break those down. So like you said, it's just a lot of branding, education, and then obviously our rental listings for our tenants.
Right. Okay. Fantastic. Any little tips that people should try on their next listing?
Definitely the quality of your pictures. Your lighting, we go over that a lot with our leasing coordinators when they go out to take pictures. Pull your blinds back, make sure your lights are on, clear, nothing cluttered. I mean, it's just like when you're trying to sell a house.
Right.
So obviously, like I said, your lighting, your pictures, video, I mentioned that earlier, is big. I have started noticing my son is old enough to rent now. So when he went to look at a property, the unit that he was interested in, before we even got there, they sent him a YouTube link and it was a person walking through the unit, talking about the amenities, if it has anything, the neighborhood, things to do, shopping, walking trails, all those things that you want to engage with your prospects.
And those are so easy to forget too.
Yes, it is.
It's you can market the area. You can market, if it's an apartment, you can the amenities of the complex itself, and then the unit.
Yes.
It doesn't just have to be pictures of the unit.
No, and I think that's where we do get off, and it's kind of like boring. We don't grab their attention. So something that grabs their attention first, and then you can hit them with the great pictures of the bathroom and the kitchen. Yeah. So.
Okay, I can give one tip for how to take better pictures.
Let's hear it.
That's how I got into real estate. Actually, I was a photographer, and I did photo and video for agents, and then they talked me into getting my license and doing this crazy thing. So that was like a decade ago, but and you could do it with just your phone, even if you're taking cell phone pictures. make sure it's perfectly level.
Yes.
And not just side to side, but your phone will tilting in and out.
Yes.
Will make the walls move,
Right.
like in this weird geometric
Yes.
shape and warp the walls and stuff. So if you can get the verticals in the picture to be straight up and down, it looks a lot more high end.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a good point.
Yep. All right. So we're gonna chop it up a lot, I'm sure, at the landlord lunch that's coming up.
Yes.
This is gonna be March 22nd, 2024, at the Wagon Wheel Cafe in Springdale. And again, our topic is effective marketing and advertising. Stephanie's going to be our guest speaker, and it's going to be a great program. So definitely come on out for that. It's going to be $20 at the door. It'll be 11:30 that the doors will open, and we'll start at around noon. And even if you are out of the area, you should really think about joining REI-NWA. Of course, you can come to any of our events throughout the year, again, for a month, all throughout the year, for $0 at the door. And you get access to the backlog of all the programs that we've had for the last several years. We record the programs, the in-person network meetings all get recorded and stored on our site, on our back-end YouTube page. And so you can see, again, years worth of content with your REI-NWA membership. So you can join whether you are a local here with us or you're anywhere in the world. There's a wealth of knowledge contained in those hours and hours and hours of content from our guest speakers. So I just wanted to say, again, thank you for joining me on the podcast today.
Absolutely. It's good to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. This was fun. I love, marketing, advertising. It's what I do most of the time within my own business as well. So there's a lot there. But like I said, appreciate it. Looking forward to your talk. And thanks for joining us on this episode, guys. And we'll catch you on the next one.